This video is about the alpha loved the witch, but the goddess called it a sin. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. The alpha loved the witch, but the goddess called it a sin. The moon hung high in the sky, casting an ethereal glow upon the forest. A soft breeze whispered through the trees, carrying the scent of autumn leaves and the distant crackle of fire. In the heart of this ancient wood, the silver moon pack resided, nestled in their hidden glade. The pack was known for its strength, led by the formidable alpha, Kale, whose piercing blue eyes had seen the rise and fall of many challenges. Kale stood on the edge of the glade, his heart racing as he watched the shadows dance beneath the moonlight. He could feel the pulse of his pack, the rhythmic beating of their hearts aligning with his own. Yet, despite the camaraderie and loyalty surrounding him, his soul felt restless, longing for someone he knew he should not desire. Her name was Alara, a witch from the Forbidden Grove. Their worlds were never meant to intertwine, yet fate had spun a web so intricate that their paths had collided one fateful night. Kale had ventured beyond the borders set by his pack, drawn by an otherworldly energy that beckoned him. Alpha, the voice of his beta, Reese, broke through his thoughts, a mixture of concern and caution etched on his face. "You must not linger here alone. The goddess frowns upon those who stray from her path." "I know, Reese," Kale replied, his voice heavy with the weight of his choices. "But I cannot help what I feel." Reese stepped closer, his brow furrowed. "You cannot love her, Kale. Witches are seen as abominations. The goddess will never accept this union." Kale's jaw clenched, frustration boiling beneath the surface. "It is not a choice I made. My heart chose Alara the moment our eyes met." In the depths of the forest, hidden beneath the silvery branches, Alara prepared her potions, her fingers deftly mixing herbs that sparkled with magic. She had long been an outcast, her lineage tied to a darkness that the pack would never understand. Yet the pull she felt toward Kale was undeniable, a connection that transcended the boundaries of their lives. "Why must the world be so cruel?" she whispered to herself, pouring a drop of moonlit dew into her cauldron. "Why must love be tainted with fear?" Suddenly, a soft rustle interrupted her thoughts. She turned, her heart racing, to find Kale standing at the edge of her clearing. His presence was like a storm, fierce and wild, yet calming all at once. "Alara," he breathed, his voice thick with emotion. "Kale," she replied, her heart soaring at the sight of him. "What brings the alpha of the silver moon pack to the witch's grove?" "I came to see you," he confessed, stepping closer, their magnetic bond pulling them together. "I cannot shake this feeling, this longing." Alara's breath hitched, memories flooding her mind of their stolen moments. "It is wrong, Kale. The goddess will not forgive us." "Damn the goddess," he growled, taking a step forward, his voice low and fierce. "I want you, Alara. All that I am craves you." A flicker of fear crossed her face. "You risk everything, your pack, your title. You would defy your duty for me." Kale reached for her, his fingers brushing against her cheek, igniting a warmth that spread throughout her body. "Duty means nothing without love, you must know that." Alara stepped back, uncertainty clouding her mind. "You do not understand the depth of the consequences. My grandmother warned me of the wrath of the goddess. And I have faced her fury before," he replied, his gaze unwavering. "Tell me, do you feel it too, this bond that ties our souls?" She looked into his eyes, deep pools of longing and desperation. "I do, but..." "No more buts." Kale stepped closer, capturing her gaze with his intense blue eyes. "Let us not deny what is meant to be." As they stood there, the moonlight casting a sacred glow around them, an unexpected rustling erupted from surrounding trees. Reese emerged, his face darkened with concern. "Alpha, we must leave now." Kale's eyes narrowed, protective instincts flaring. "What is it?" "The pack senses something." Reese's voice was urgent, a whisper of panic beneath the surface. "Dark magic is seeping into our territory. We need to go." Alara stiffened, fear creeping into her heart. "I can help." "No," Kale said sharply. "You're Magica." "Alara can protect us, Alpha." Reese interjected, desperation in his voice. "We need every advantage we can get." Kale hesitated, torn between his duty to protect Alara and his pack. "Are you certain?" "I can do this," Alara insisted, determination shining in her eyes. "Let me help." The tension hung in the air, heavy as impending storm. With one last lingering look, Kale nodded. "Very well, but stay close. I will not risk your safety." They raced toward the heart of the woods, the moon illuminating their path. Alara's heart pounded with fear and excitement, knowing the darkness they faced was intertwined with her own lineage. The closer they got to the source of the disturbance, the stronger the magic pulsed around them, a foreboding reminder of her past. "Gale," she whispered, grasping his arm. "If I falter, if the magic overwhelms me..." He turned to her, his expression fierce and protective. "You are stronger than you realize. I believe in you." As they approached a clearing, the once serene atmosphere now vibrated with chaos. Shadows danced menacingly, a malevolent presence swirling at the edges of their vision. Cale positioned himself in front of Alara, his instincts urging him to protect her at all costs. "Stay behind me," he warned, his voice a low growl. With a deep breath, Alara stepped forward, her hands raised. "I can do this," she murmured, summoning the magic within her. A soft glow enveloped her, illuminating the darkness around them. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, an exiled witch, her eyes blazing with hatred. "You dare intrude, she hissed, her voice dripping with venom. "This is a witch's domain." Cale growled, stepping closer to Alara. "You will not harm her." The witch laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the clearing. "Ah, a fabled alpha who loves the witch. How delightful, you will both suffer for this sin." Alara's heart raced, the weight of the darkness pressing down on her. "I will not allow you to harm anyone." With a fierce determination, she unleashed a wave of magic, a vibrant burst of energy that surged through her veins. The shadows recoiled, but the exiled witch countered, a dark cloud enveloping the space. A battle of magic ignited, swirling around them in a chaotic dance of light and shadow. "Hold your ground!" Cale shouted, his wolf instincts taking over. He lunged toward the witch, his muscles coiling with power, ready to protect Alara at all costs. But as he charged forward, something shifted in the air, a crackling energy that sent a shockwave through their surroundings. Alara faltered, her magic faltering as the connection with Cale intensified. "No," she cried, feeling the bond pull her back, a tether she could not sever. "Cale Danti." In that heart-stopping moment, their energies collided, intertwining the magic of a wolf and witch in a way the world had never known. The air shimmered, a brilliant flash of light enveloping them before plunging them into darkness. As they fell into oblivion, Cale's last thought was of Alara, their fates entangled, trapped between love and the wrath of the goddess, a sin they may never escape. *** to be continued. Part 2. The alpha loved the witch, but the goddess called it a sin. Darkness enveloped Cale and Alara, a void that felt both suffocating and liberating. Time lost meaning as they plummeted, the world above fading into echoes of their past. Cale's body surged with adrenaline, instinctively reaching for Alara's hand, desperate to hold on to the only light in his life. "Gale." Alara's voice shattered the silence, rich with fear and longing. "Where are we going?" "I don't know," he shouted, his heart racing. "But I want to let go." The darkness around them seemed alive, pulsing with their fear, their love, their very essence. With a sudden lurch, they hit solid ground, the impact knocking the breath from their lungs. Staggering to their feet, Cale quickly scanned their surroundings. An alien landscape stretched before them, vibrant yet ominous. "Where are we?" Alara murmured, her eyes wide with wonder and fear. Before them lay a surreal expanse, where the hues of twilight melded with the shimmering glow of ethereal plants. Wisps of light floated through the air, illuminating the faces of ancient trees that towered overhead like guardians of forgotten secrets. "I don't know," Cale admitted, his voice softer, tinged with awe. "But I feel something here, something powerful." Alara stepped forward, drawn to a pulsating light that danced among the roots of a colossal tree. "It is beautiful," she whispered, entranced. As she reached out to touch it, a wave of warmth coursed through her palm, igniting the magic that resided within her. "Cale, do you feel that?" He nodded, stepping closer, even as a flicker of unease crawled up his spine. "Yes, but we need to be cautious. We don't know what this place is." Suddenly, the gentle light flared, and a figure emerged from the glow, a radiant woman draped in robes of shimmering silver and gold. Her eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. They were the color of molten stars. "I am Lysara, the guardian of the veil," she spoke, her voice melodic yet commanding. "You have crossed into a sacred realm bound by the threads of fate." Alara's heart raced. "The guardian, what do you want with us?" Lysara's gaze shifted to Cale, a knowing smile gracing her lips. "The alpha loved the witch, yet the goddess deems such love a sin. You stand at crossroads, entwined in destiny's embrace." Cale stepped forward protectively. "We didn't mean to intrude. We were attacked. The darkness you fought was born of hatred," Lysara interrupted, her voice a soft breeze. "The exile sought to sever your bond, but love cannot be extinguished so easily." Alara and Kale exchanged a look, the weight of their connection heavy in the air. Then why are we here? Kale pressed, his voice firm. What must we do? To find your way home, you must confront the truth of your union, Lysara replied, her gaze piercing. You must embrace the love that defies the goddess' decree. Alara's heart sank. But the goddess will punish us, she hates our kind together. Fear binds you, Lysara said gently. Only through the acceptance of your bond can you navigate the trials ahead. In this realm, your choices illuminate the path home. Kale took a step closer to Alara, their fingers intertwining. We have faced darkness before. Together, we can face anything. Do you truly wish to defy the goddess? Lysara asked, her voice softening. For love's sake? Alara's heart raced, battling her fears and doubts. I would choose Kale 1,000 times over, but the consequences, they terrify me. Courage is not the absence of fear, Alara, Kale whispered, leaning closer, his breath warm against her cheek. It is the willingness to fight for what matters. You matter to me. With his words igniting a flicker of determination within her, Alara nodded, resolute. I am ready. Let us embrace our fate. Very well, Lysara said, her tone shifting to one of solemnity. The first trial awaits. You must face the shadows of your past. Only then can your bond be fortified. In an instant, the landscape around them shifted, the vibrant colors darkening to a chilling gray. Shadows swirled, forming into figures that loomed over them, echoes of the past, the fears they had both harbored. Kale, Alara whispered, stepping closer to him, her heart pounding in her chest. What are they? They are memories, our doubts, our fears, he said, his voice steady even as shadows reached for them. Together, we faced them. As the shadows closed in, Alara felt the weight of her lineage settle heavily upon her. I am an outcast, Kale, a witch. I never belonged. Neither did I, he replied, his gaze fierce. I was meant to leave, but love led me to you. You belong with me, Alara. You always have. The shadows morphed into figures, pack members, their faces twisted in scorn. You dare to love a witch? The one hissed. I'll bring ruin to us all. Kale stepped forward, defiance burning in his eyes. No, love does not ruin, it strengthens. My bond with Alara is not a weakness. The shadows recoiled, but one figure advanced, Reese, his beta eyes filled with betrayal. You betrayed your pack, Kale. You chose her over us. I chose love? Kale shouted, the raw emotion surging through him. I cannot deny what my heart craved. Alara turned to Reese, her heart aching. I never meant to bring division between you. My love for Kale isn't a sin, it is our truth. Reese's expression softened, a flicker of understanding breaking through the darkness. But the goddess doesn't define us, Kale asserted, stepping firmly beside Alara. We define our own destinies. Alara raised her voice, her heart swelling with conviction. Together, we can break the cycle of hatred. We are no longer bound by the past. As their words echoed through the shadowed realm, the figures began to dissolve, the darkness retreating in the face of their united strength. Your bond is pure, Lysara's voice rang out, a beacon of light returning to the realm. You have faced the shadows and emerged stronger. The next trial awaits. With a rush, the landscape transformed once again, shifting to a serene glade where the moon shone brightly overhead. Weary back? Ale murmured, confusion flickering in his eyes. Not quite, Lysara replied, appearing once more before them. This is where you must confront the goddess herself. Only through acceptance will you return to your world. Kale's heart raced, uncertainty creeping in. What if she punishes us? Face her with the strength of your love, Lysara urged. Only then will she understand. As they stepped forward, the glade trembled, and a luminous figure emerged. The goddess appeared, radiant yet fierce, her presence commanding reverence. Foolish mortals, she spoke, her voice echoing through the glade like thunder. You dare to challenge the natural order? Kale stood tall, Alara by his side, their hands intertwined. We do, goddess, we love despite the boundaries set before us. The goddess regarded them, her eyes narrowing. Love is a powerful force, but it can also lead to ruin. Witches are tainted by darkness. Alara took a deep breath, feeling Kale's warmth radiating beside her. But love can heal as much as it can hurt. I refuse to accept that my magic is a curse. Kale added, his voice unwavering. Love doesn't conform to rules, it transcends them. We deserve to exist together, without fear. The goddess remained silent, her expression unreadable. Alara felt her heart race, wishing for understanding, for acceptance. Show me, she finally said, her demeanor shifting slightly. Prove that your love can withstand the trials of fate. With a nod from Kale, while Alara closed her eyes, summoning the magic deep within her. A warm glow enveloped them, intertwining their energies, a balance of wolf and witch, light and dark. As the magic surged, the glade transformed into a tapestry of their love memories, laughter, struggles. They were united, standing together against the forces trying to tear them apart. The goddess watched, her expression softening, the tension in her stance easing. "You would risk everything for this bond?" "Yes," Kale and Alara said in unison, their voices harmonizing, filled with conviction. "We would." As the magic shimmered, the goddess' gaze shifted. "Then perhaps it is time for change. Love, in its truest form, should not be feared." As the glow of their union enveloped them, Alara felt a surge of hope. They had faced the shadows, the doubts, and now they stood before the goddess, hearts laid bare. Hashish Hash Part 3. The alpha loved the witch, but the goddess called it a sin. The glade shimmered with the afterglow of Alara's magic, the air thick with tension between the goddess and the couple who dared to defy fate. Kale's heart raced, the weight of the moment pressing against his chest like a boulder. He stood resolute beside Alara, their hands still entwined. "The goddess," Kale began, his voice steady despite the tempest of emotions swelling within him. "We come to you not with fear, but with love, a bond that cannot be severed by ancient rules or prejudices." Alara nodded, her eyes reflecting the shimmering light around them, the glow warming her heart. "I know my magic is feared, but it is also a part of me," she spoke, her voice trembling yet resolute. "It can heal, guide, and protect. I will not hide who I am." The goddess, radiant and imposing, surveyed them both with an expression that was nearly inscrutable. "You have faced the shadows, yet the trials are not over," she intoned, her voice echoing like an ancient hymn. "What you've shown me is merely the beginning. Your love must withstand the tempests of the world above." Kale felt a surge of determination course through him. "We will face whatever trials you set before us. Love is worth fighting for, and we will show you its strength." The goddess regarded him with a mixture of admiration and skepticism. "Very well," she conceded. "But know this, the world will conspire against you. Betrayal and doubt will follow in your wake. Can your hearts endure such pain?" Alara's pulse quickened at the thought of future trials. "We've already faced betrayal, and we emerged stronger. We will not falter." The goddess raised her hand, and the air around them twisted. Suddenly, they were no longer in a glade, but standing atop a cliff overlooking a churning sea. The sky roiled with dark clouds, and the wind howled like a pack of wolves. "This is your first trial," the goddess announced, her voice commanding. "You must navigate the storm that is your past, the heartache that threatens to tear you apart." Kale frowned, a sense of dread filling him. "What do you mean?" The winds howled, and shadows rose from the depths of the ocean, forming into figures that loomed ominously on the precipice. Faces emerged, memories that both Kale and Alara recognized all too well. "Kale," a familiar voice called out, twisting through the winds. It was Reese, Kale's Bader, his expression a mixture of grief and anger. "You've betrayed us. You chose her over your own pack." "Reese," Kale shouted, unable to contain his sorrow. "I didn't betray anyone. I chose love." "Love?" Reese spat, his face twisting in disdain. "You call this love? You jeopardize our safety for a witch. You don't know what she truly is." Alara stepped forward, her heart aching at the accusations. "I am not your enemy. I've never wished harm upon your pack." The shadows shifted, morphing into the faces of other pack members, their expressions echoing Reese's betrayal. "You're a witch," one of them hissed. "You don't belong here. You'll bring ruin to us all." Kale clenched, his fists, fury burning within him. "You don't understand. Alara is not a threat. She is my mate. She has saved us already." The winds whipped around them, tumultuous and furious. The shadows laughed, a haunting sound that echoed against the crashing waves. "You'll regret this choice, Alpha. The goddess will never allow your union. You are destined for failure." Alara felt the weight of their words pressing down on her, doubts creeping into her heart. "Kale, what if they are right? What if I am the cause of your downfall?" "Stop!" Kale shouted, stepping closer to her. "Do not let their words seep into your soul. You are my strength, Alara. Together, we can face this." The shadows swirled, intensifying their taunts. "You'll suffer for your choice. We will make sure of it." Alara's heart raced, the storm around them threatening to engulf her. "Kale," she whispered, panic rising within her. "What if I can withstand this?" Kale cupped her face, his touch igniting a warmth that imbued her with courage. "You are stronger than you realize. Trust in us, in our bond. Together, we can break these illusions." With a deep breath, Alara closed her eyes, finding solace in his unwavering gaze. "I choose you, Kale," she said, the words spilling from her heart. "No matter the cost." As if in response, the shadows began to fade, their laughter silenced by the power of their declaration. The storm around them calmed, the wind settling into a gentle breeze. Your love has prevailed over the first trial, the goddess' voice reverberated, a note of approval in her tone. But another challenge awaits, prepare yourselves. In an instant, the landscape shifted again, and they found themselves in a dimly lit chamber, filled with ethereal light. A figure stood before them, a woman cloaked in darkness, her presence radiating malice. Ilara, the witch sneered, her voice dripping with disdain. You thought you could escape me? You will pay for your defiance. Kale stepped in front of Ilara, his instincts flaring. You will not harm her. The witch laughed, a sound laced with bitterness. You think you can protect her from me, Alpha. Your love makes you weak. I will tear you apart. Ilara felt the magic within her stir, rising to the surface as she faced the embodiment of her fears. No more. I will not let you control my life. With a fierce determination, she raised her hands, conjuring radiant light that clashed against the shadows the witch commanded. I am not afraid of you. The witch faltered, anger twisting her features. You think you can defeat me? You are but a child playing with forces beyond your understanding. Kale's heart surged with pride as he watched Ilara stand her ground, the power of their bond fueling her. You've already lost. Ilara's strength comes from love, something you'll never understand. The witch lunged forward, dark tendrils of magic reaching for them, but Ilara stood firm, pushing back against the darkness with radiant light. You will not break us, she shouted, her voice echoing with defiance. In that moment, Kale joined her, their energies intertwining, light and shadow clashing in a brilliant display. Together, they were unstoppable, a force that transcended the trials set before them. As the battle raged, Kale felt something deep within him shift, a realization that their love was not just a rebellion against the odds. It was destiny, a path illuminated by their unwavering connection. With one final surge of power, they combined their forces, a blinding light exploding from their hands, casting the witch into the void. She shrieked, her voice swallowed by the radiance of their love. The chamber dissolved, and they found themselves once more in the sacred glade, the goddess standing before them, her expression unreadable. You have faced 2 trials, she said, her tone softer now, yet still authoritative. But the final challenge remains. You must confront your deepest fears, the reality of your love. Kale and Ilara exchanged a glance, the weight of the trials pressing upon them. We be ready, Kale asserted, his voice firm. We've faced darkness together. We will not back down. The goddess nodded solemnly. Very well, step forward and face what lies within. As they moved deeper into the glade, the world around them shifted, morphing into a vision of their lives, a montage of moments filled with love, joy, but also fear and doubt. They saw themselves, not just as the Alpha and the witch, but as 2 souls fighting against the currents of fate. Ilara gasped as she witnessed a future where they were torn apart, Kale leading his pack without her, lost and heartbroken. No, she cried, reaching out to him. This can't be our fate. Kale gripped her hand tighter, his eyes blazing with determination. We will rewrite our story, Ilara. This vision does not define us. But the shadows returned, whispering doubts and fears that wrapped around them like tendrils of smoke. You will never be accepted. Your love is a sin. You are bound for heartbreak. Enough. Kale shouted, standing tall against the encroaching darkness. We are not defined by fear or by the hatred of others. Love is our choice. Ilara felt the strength of his words fill her with hope. Together, we will shatter these illusions. We will choose our own destiny. With renewed resolve, they summoned the magic within them, intertwining their essences, creating a radiant shield against the shadows. The darkness recoiled before their united strength, the whispers fading into silence. As the light enveloped them, Kale and Ilara stepped into a new reality, a world where their love was celebrated, where the boundaries between Part 4, the Alpha loved the Witcher, but the goddess called it a sin. The glade pulsated with energy, a vibrant manifestation of their love, yet shadows lingered on the edges, whispering remnants of doubt. Kale and Ilara stood hand in hand, their hearts intertwined, but the air crackled with uncertainty. Kale, Ilara said softly, her voice trembling slightly, what if the goddess is right? What if love cannot overcome the darkness that surrounds us? Kale turned to her, his piercing blue eyes aflame with determination. Love is our greatest strength, Ilara. It binds us, fuels us. We face the shadows and emerge stronger. But what if the world does not accept our love? She pressed, her heart aching with the weight of their trials. What if we are destined to be torn apart? A flicker of fear crossed her face, and Kale lifted her chin, forcing her to meet his gaze. We will not let fear dictate our fate. You are my mate, my heart. I would fight against the entire world for you. Alara felt tears prick her eyes, her heart swelling with emotion. And I would fight for you, Kale, but the journey ahead feels so uncertain. Before Kale could respond, the landscape morphed around them again, shifting to a realm of swirling mist and shadows. The air thickened, a palpable tension rising as they sensed an impending presence. Welcome to your final trial. The goddess's voice resonated in the air, echoing like thunder. She materialized before them, radiant and fierce, her essence commanding and ethereal. You have proven your strength, but now you must face the reality of your love, its consequences. Kale stepped forward, unwavering. We are ready, goddess. We have fought for our bond. We will not shy away now. Then bear witness, for the truth can be cruel, she warned, her eyes glinting with the weight of ancient knowledge. In an instant, the mists coalesced into a vision, revealing a future laden with both love and heartache. They stood in a clearing, but this time it was different. Kale, older and wearied, stood alone, the silver moon pack gathered around him, their faces etched with disappointment. Alara was nowhere to be seen. Alpha, we cannot follow a leader who defies the goddess, Reese's voice echoed, filled with sorrow. Your love for a witch has brought ruin upon us. Kale shouted, anguish ripping through him. I would never abandon Alara. She is my mate, my heart. But the pack turned away, whispers of betrayal weaving through the air. Kale reached out, desperation clawing at his chest. You must understand, our love is not a sin, it is our truth. The vision shifted, darkening as they witnessed a storm tearing through the woods, uprooting trees and shattering the serenity of their home. Alara ran through the chaos, her magic flickering like a dying flame. Kale, she screamed, her voice filled with fear. Where are you? I am here. I will always find you. Kale roared, but the scene faded, leaving only the haunting echo of Alara's voice. As the vision dissolved, Kale and Alara stood panting, emotions swirling around them like the mist that had enveloped their reality. The goddess regarded them, her expression unreadable. Do you see, love cannot exist without sacrifice. You risk everything for one another. Alara's heart raced, dread pulling in her stomach. What if I am the source of Kale's suffering? What if I bring ruin to his pack? Kale insisted, his voice fierce yet filled with pain. You are not the enemy. Our love is pure, untainted by darkness. I would choose you 1,000 times over, even if the world turns against us. Tears glimmered in Alara's eyes as she stepped closer to Kale, a fusion of hope and despair. But what if fate dictates otherwise? What if we cannot change what is meant to be? The destiny is not a straight path, it is a winding road shaped by our choices, the goddess replied, her voice softer now. Love is a force of nature, but it requires courage and conviction to endure. Kale squeezed Alara's hand tighter, grounding her in his strength. We will not falter. We will face whatever trials come our way together. The goddess nodded, her expression finally softening. Then embrace your love. Let it be a beacon of light against the darkness that seeks to tear you apart. They stepped forward, hearts pounding as the glade around them shifted again, revealing a breathtaking landscape, a radiant meadow where the sun broke through the clouds, casting golden rays upon them. Welcome to the land of choices, the goddess announced, her voice echoing in the serene air. Here, you will confront your deepest fears and make the ultimate decision. Alara looked around, the beauty of the meadow contrasting sharply with the turmoil in her heart. What do we have to do? She asked. Each of you will face a choice that could change the course of your lives, the goddess explained. What you choose will determine the fate of your love. Kale and Alara exchanged a worried glance, the weight of the moment pressing heavily upon them. We can do this, Kale said, determination shining in his eyes. Whatever lies ahead, we will face it together. Only one may enter the path of choices at a time, the goddess clarified. Who will go first? Alara hesitated, fear creeping into her heart. I cannot leave you. What if something happens? Kale brushed his thumb over her cheek, his gaze steady. You are stronger than you think. Alara, I believe in you. Trust in our bond. Taking a deep breath, Alara nodded, steeling herself. All right, I'll go first. As she stepped into the meadow, the lush grass beneath her feet shimmered, and images began to form around her, visions of a future without Kale. In one scene, she saw herself as a powerful witch, untethered and free, but haunted by the absence of Kale's love. She stood alone in the forbidden grove, her magic flourishing, yet her heart felt hollow. Is this what you truly want? The voice echoed, and the figure of the exiled witch appeared before her, a smirk dancing on her lips. To be powerful yet alone? That? Alara shouted, shaking her head vehemently. I would rather have Kale less love than all the power in the world." The witch laughed, her voice dripping with malice. "Then you have chosen poorly. Love will bring you nothing but pain." Alara felt the world shift again, a new vision forming, a glimpse of Kale standing strong among his pack, his gaze searching for her. "Alara, where are you?" he called, desperation lacing his voice. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she realized the choice before her. "I can't leave him," she whispered, her heart aching. "I would sacrifice anything for him, even my magic." Suddenly, the meadow shimmered, and she found herself back where she started, the goddess watching her intently. "What did you choose?" "I choose love," Alara declared, her voice strong despite the tremors within her heart. "I would endure any hardship if it means being with Kale." "Very well," the goddess replied, her tone approving. "Now, it is Kale's turn." Kale stepped forward, his heart heavy with the weight of the trials they had faced. As he entered the meadow, visions unfolded before him, images of a life where he was an alpha without Alara. He saw himself leading the Silver Moon pack, but there was an emptiness in his heart. The pack members respected him, yet whispers of betrayal lingered in the air. "You chose her over us," Kale's recessed voice echoed, filled with disapproval. "You will never truly belong." Kale clenched his fists, frustration surging through him. "I chose love, not betrayal. Alara is my mate." The scene shifted, revealing a vision of Alara far away, her magic weakened, and her spirit dimmed. "You abandoned your love for power," the exiled witch taunted, her voice slicing through his heart. "Is this what you desire?" "Noth," Kale shouted, the intensity of his feelings igniting a fire within him. "I would rather sacrifice my position than live a life without her." As the images faded, he found himself standing before the goddess, the weight of his choice heavy upon him. "What did you decide?" she asked, her expression unreadable. "Love is worth everything," Kale stated, his voice unwavering. "I choose Alara. I choose a life with her, no matter the consequences." The goddess nodded, a hint of approval in her eyes. "You have both chosen wisely. Your love is a powerful force that will shape the world around you." In an instant, the meadow erupted in light, enveloping them in warmth. The shadows that once threatened to consume them began to dissolve, replaced by the radiance of their union. "You have proven your commitment to one another," the goddess proclaimed, her voice resonating through the air. "As a reward, the bond you share shall transcend